everyone, welcome to another episode of After Credits. I'm the host of the most I am Barnyard, and with me is the man that ever has a plan, Daniel.
Hey look, there's sun out.
I know.
Fuck yeah. Brittany, did you show Barnyard?
Oh no.
Dude, okay,
so
we were at Outback getting lunch, and when I was leaving, parked right next to me, Minion car.
They planned this car to be Minion themed.
M&M yellow, a Minion decal, Minion wanted on the fucking license plate, and as immediately I looked at it, I was insulted. Like, how fucking dare you park next to my car with that fucking trash?
Is there no way to turn the air on? Would that be too loud?
We can turn the air on. It's just kind of...
Let us bake.
If it's gonna rattle, then I'm gonna shut. If it's rattling, then I'll try turning it off. How long have we been here?
What'd you say?
In the car?
Yeah, with the air off for like what?
This says that don't leave your kids or dogs in the car, PSA.
Yeah, motherfucker, we've been here for 2 minutes. It's already fucking insufferable in Texas.
You still want to do that PSA I wanted to do 2 years ago?
Oh God, the one where we were basically gonna put ourselves through murder.
Yeah, we would roll up the windows.
Sucked.
You know, we would stay in a car, hot. You know, all of us, and we were actually going to do a challenge about it. Whoever leaves the car last.
This was an idea.
Insane. What was the prize? Like the pride of not dying?
Yeah,
it was a water bottle.
The pride.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a ice cold water bottle that we have in the trunk.
It was the ice bucket challenge, hypothermia, and a stroke. I've been feeling kind of depressed lately, because it feels like I haven't seen a really good movie since You Were Never Really Here, and that was in April. For me, May has kind of been like a C+ to B range, and I'm just like, man, when am I gonna see something like that really fucking impresses me? Ladies and gents, welcome to Upgrade. This movie fucking rocks.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it just seems like every time around this year we get like just one of those movies that is actually like really phenomenal, that really doesn't get too much marketing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like Neon Demon was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's basically a revenge story about a guy whose wife gets murdered, and he becomes a but the twist is he becomes a quadriplegic.
Did you go through all that trouble if they were murdered?
Yes. Yes, easily. Maybe. Only if I had these powers. So
yeah, please
his
don't try
friend it's weird. His friend, who is an amazing engineer, scientist, has built this kind of artificial intelligence like Dr. Octopus's nano chip in Spider-Man 2. And what it does is it gives this guy, played by Logan Marshall-Green, aka fake Tom Hardy, gives him all his, you know, limbs and movements and shit back. But the chip starts talking to him, like Spider-Man 2.
Like AI?
Yeah, it's AI that's in his brain, and whenever he needs it to, it can calculate like a supercomputer, so it can kind of take over his body and make him like a kung fu master, and it can predict like millions of outcomes while he's fighting people. So he takes it upon himself to find the guys who murdered his wife, and then, you know, go from there with his new and improved buddy. I was expecting a lot of good things, because I heard a lot of good buzz. What I wasn't expecting was how fucking funny this movie was. This is the best comedy of the year. For me.
Comedy.
It was fucking hilarious. The amount of dark comedy, and Logan Marshall-Green, and he's just got this perfect dumb face. The gore was to die for.
The gore was pretty awesome.
Man, that was some good shit. This is directed and written by Leigh Whannell, who is basically the man in charge, aside from James Wan, of the Saw franchise. He co-created it with the guys Saw, Insidious. He's actually in Insidious as one of the ghost helpers.
I think you told me that.
I don't think this is his first time directing, but I think this is like his passion project. It's something that's kind of horror, kind of sci-fi, kind of action, kind of comedy, and it's a genre flick that just picks a tone, and it works really well for the most part. I've got like a lot of problems, but they never were enough to really take me out of the movie, because what the movie does right is action, comedy, horror, sci-fi stuff.
I loved it. This is easily going to be one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Oh.
Not just this year.
Wait, what?
What do you mean, what?
All time?
I loved this movie. There's a bee flying like right around the floor.
Oh, you'll be fine. It's a bee, not a wasp. These are friends, not wasps. We're just full of PSAs today, aren't we? Jurassic Park, E.T., like
Like
levels.
Spielberg.
Movies nearly as much. I love dark comedies.
What else would you put in like your top 5?
Oh, that's like right there on your window, dog.
Where is it? Oh, that's wasp. Okay, wasps are not friends. Wasps are not friends, guys.
Nocturnal Animals is up there. I know you hated that one though.
Okay. So here's Brick.
Guys.
Okay, Nice Guys. I'll give you
Okay.
that. Nice Guys, Nocturnal Animals, and this.
It's funny that 3 of your top 5 favorite movies come out in the last 2 years.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, I didn't really start watching movies till I met you, so that makes sense.
Fair enough.
I feel like it put what needed to be put in the right places. Like, it wasn't over the top with the gore, but it put it in places where it would not overwhelm you, but still, make sense. And the comedy was well placed also.
This movie was actually very good, and the action was good. You get to see a lot of gore. It is funny at moments, and it's
Stam is voiced by a guy named Simon Martin,
I was wondering
who's
that.
gonna need, recognition because he's what makes this movie amazing. Every good AI needs a great voice actor, and he's one of them. Also, from Get Out, Betty Gabriel plays the detective. Whenever the dude starts kind of getting revenge on the killer, she's the detective kind of like weirded out, like, okay, there's something fishy here. So she's kind of like the
she's investigating.
Sherlock Holmes investigating
She's
this
investigating the quadriplegic in the possible case of murdering.
You know what I loved about this movie too? That there was no bullshit like side plot where her boss is like, "What? He's a quadriplegic. You can't fucking stop him on this case."
Yeah,
Like,
that's why it wasn't 2 hours long.
I loved it.
Love it.
I was actually really surprised like how well they sold some of the emotional scenes in this.
Oh yeah, dude,
I
it was
almost
great.
cried at one point,
Wait, which? Oh, was it a spoiler?
I think. Oh, are we
Okay.
not in spoilers?
No, we're not in spoilers
Oh, okay.
yet.
I'll say-
Spoiler alert! We're gonna go into some spoilers for this. If you just want to know our final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars, scroll the time code right there. If not, we're gonna go into it. What emotional moment did you almost
It
cry
was
at?
the scene whenever his mom was cutting his hair and he
That's
just
what I was
starts
thinking of,
breaking
too.
down, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
That
sad. Like,
was-
you can feel the heartache.
That is
It was
amazing.
real. There's a point where you're thinking, is he crying because he's feeling sorry for himself because he's paralyzed? But you could tell, no, those are tears of heartache.
I think it's both, and I think it's frustration and misery. It's this movie. What I was surprised this movie did, because I didn't know about any of the quadriplegic shit, but I didn't know how long it was gonna keep him paralyzed and give you a window into his day to day. God bless him, Logan Marshall-Green. He sells this shit, man. Like, he's a brash, loud. I mean, from the beginning of the movie, you just see it. He's a dude, works with his hands. He drives cars. He's muscled up. He's an old
Not really,
school.
he's fit. I mean, he's not like
bulky.
He's not muscular.
He's like mechanic fit, though.
Yeah.
But it's like he's the guy that like works with his hands. He's a self-reliant dude, and all this technology. They say it kind of on the nose dialogue, but it's like all this technology bothers him. And so when you see all that stripped away and you see him basically living in his personal hell, I mean, it's hell for anybody, but I mean, for that character specifically, his personal hell, that scene, like you said, with the bar, with his mom having to like shave his beard for him and cut it with scissors. Man,
His mom was so sweet. I like her.
the frustration from not being able to, it was like you could see the wounded
And then
pride
I
too.
think the scene that really encompassed his frustration was where he was telling the AI in his house, administer PM meds to the point where
Oh, he
he
wanted
almost
to-
overdosed.
Yeah, he wants
That
to.
was so sad.
He wants to kill himself, and again,
Then his situation won't even allow him to take his own life.
it's shit like that that makes a great screenplay. Because any other movie would have just kind of had him be, rolling around. But the fact that you got to live in that man's world and you got to see how just the simplest things to do are out of his control, it really sold you that character. And it made me feel for this guy without him having to sob every fucking 45 minutes about his wife. I don't know how I feel about the ending.
I
Because
thought it was very different.
I really liked it.
I was riding this really well.
You know it's not going to have a happy ending. A movie like this doesn't have a happy ending with everything it builds up to. But I was really wondering the whole movie how they were going to wrap it up without everybody dying.
I was just more on the fence that at the end of it all, what this is an AI goes evil movie, which I've seen a lot.
Yeah, but have you seen it done well? You hate Transcendence, don't you?
I hate Transcendence.
I love
Transcendence.
It's a shitty
Sue
movie.
me.
I love Ex Machina, but
I haven't
that
seen
one
that
had
one, but
it
you've
too.
talked about it a lot.
2001: A Space Odyssey. Fucking like iRobot.
iRobot. I like that.
I like
But
iRobot
also,
too, but it's
I feel
an
like
abundance.
It fit well in his character. Like throughout the whole movie, we're doing nothing but pity this character. Now he's stuck in his own head. He doesn't even know where he is anymore.
I think I would have liked the ending better if I had a better grip on Stem as a character. Like, maybe if it were something like him trying to learn how to be an AI and then slowly...
But he wasn't a character though. He was a computer. Like he doesn't have any rational, emotional intelligence.
He's got a personality.
Yeah, but he doesn't have.
And his personality is, I
emotion.
want a human host.
Like
Yeah.
there's no thinking. There's just doing. He doesn't have any character to develop. He's just AI.
No, I thought he has a lot of character because Stem is the one, at the end of the movie, Stem is the one that makes all the choices throughout the film. He's the one that's constantly getting, I want to say Logan, fuck. What's his dude's name?
Gary?
Gray? Gray?
Ray. I thought
Yeah.
it was Greg for like 3/4 of the movie.
I was close.
Hey. He's the one telling Gray what to do. It reminded me of BioShock through the movie. Where I think BioShock landed it better just because...
It's a video game.
I know,
Apples and
but
oranges.
the story and the way it developed, the whole story is about man making its own choices and an animal that can think for itself rationally or not. But this movie was very much focused on the revenge plot and not enough teases of like, AI is this.
I just want to know what Stem plans on doing now that he finished his goal of gaining a human conscience.
That's
like, is he gonna go take over
And
the
that's
world,
where and that's where Hollywood's gonna fuck up because they're not
Don't
because
say
they're
it.
gonna do a sequel.
Well,
Upgraded.
there was a part where that ending kind of took me out because I thought it was kind of like an easy way to revert.
At least
like,
they didn't say it was a dream. Sorry.
It was all a dream.
That's
Used to
what I
read
thought.
Word
I
Up
was-
magazine.
I was
Salt and
about
Pepper
to
Heavy
get
D up in the
pissed off.
limousine.
I was leaning over to you. I was like, oh no.
I know. I was so ready.
I
to get
knew
pissed
this
off.
movie wasn't dumb enough to pull that shit
I knew
off.
it was. I was hoping it wasn't either.
I was prepared
they,
for
they
it,
gave
but I
that
held
tease.
out.
They gave that tease.
Yeah.
There is no way that this movie would have gotten that many good reviews
I was thinking it was
before.
like, you know how people in comas always like create. I keep like flicking you. I'm sorry. They like create their own reality. They can live in it even if they've been in a coma for like a week. They can live years worth of a whole new reality inside their head. I really
Right.
thought they were going with that.
They're showing hallucinations of his wife, right? I was thinking that maybe she's like, because you know how Stem is part of like the vessel company, right? Like he can go into any vessel operated like machine or something like that. I was thinking maybe the wife was like living in her own version of Stem, and maybe they would have met up somewhere in the middle. I'm like, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, but that would have been a happy ending, and this isn't a happy ending kind of movie.
Well, no, I mean, like, it would have been kind of fun, like, watching them beat shit up together. Anyway, that would have been for a completely different movie, different ending, like the Ant-Man and the Wasp of upgrade movies. But...
I don't know if he's good.
What the fuck?
Two main things, at least. It was the first kill with stemming Gray, where he pretty much took a knife to a guy's mouth.
You want to see how I got these
I want to
scars?
see how you got these scars.
Stem.
Exactly. And then the shotgun one.
That was funny.
So
Man, people need better senses of humor.
we were
Darker
the only
senses of
ones
humor.
laughing in that movie.
I'm so mad,
We've got each other.
right?
That's all we need.
And I love the vision of this world. Like you're saying, the vision of this world. There are a lot of cool sci-fi ideas in this, like all the computer implants and like you could get
The
guns
eye thing?
in your... Yeah!
That was so cool.
That was just a cool effect, too. Because I'm sitting there like, okay, they probably built a model of the guy, and they got like a little needle in, they put CGI around it, but it looked flawless. And you know Jason Blum. He's like the dad that if you ask him for movie money, he'll give you $5 and tell you to mow the lawn. And that's all you get. Concessions, movie, gas money home, that's all you get. And you gotta make it work.
Buy a ticket.
You gotta make it work. Whenever he walks into the building where the hacker chick's at, he's looking at the names on the wall and it says J1 for James Wan. Props to the buddy. Wouldn't that be great if Kung Fu Fighting started playing in this movie?
No,
That would have killed it for me.
Yeah, that would have ruined taking me out. If you scroll to the time code, welcome to our spoiler-free part of the review, where we give our final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars for Upgrade.
I'm gonna go 5.
Okay.
Just solid 5 on this. There were some sci-fi things that kind of bug me, like you got drones everywhere, but you really can't find these guys, and like
They
it's kind.
explained that though.
They explained it, but it's kind of like, man, it,
Still like...
they kind of showed the technology. They had like so much control. I'm like, whoa, you really can't like.
It also seemed like the police
bypass
force is
stuff.
really outdated.
It also seemed like there was a really small police force.
Obviously, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 6. This is
Okay.
one of the best movies I've seen in the past few years, if not ever.
I'm still stunned you love it that much.
You're always so stunned about the movies that I like.
You know why?
How have you not
Because
learned?
this is how Brittany watches movies.
No, not this time. You saw me a few times. I saw
Yeah,
you looking
whenever-
at me. I was making faces.
Yeah, whenever you fucking like looked at the bitch in front of you who's on fucking Snapchat and you're like, can you please get
I
off?
asked very nicely, and she gave me a dirty look.
She was like, yeah, this fucking cunt, she's like about to fucking snatch your weave.
I was fully expecting her to get up at the end of the movie and say something, and I was like,
I was fully
how dare you do it?
Do it, bitch!
Whenever those guys got out their flashlight to look at the receipt in the middle of the movie,
Like, it was
The whole
super
ceiling
fucking
lit
bright.
up.
I grabbed an ice out of my fucking
Oh, did
cup.
you?
And I've gotten really good with just throwing shit
Did you hit
in
him?
my area.
Did you
I
hit
think I hit the back of their chair.
Aw, damn,
Nice.
so close. But anyways, there wasn't a single thing I didn't like about this movie. I mean, there were things that I didn't love, but nothing worth mentioning to take away from me liking it. It was
Okay.
just great.
I wanted to see up Action Point over this because I only have a limited amount of time. But now that I've seen this movie, I'm like, okay, I think I made the right choice. How simple it is, and just how complex the things in the story can get. Or I don't know how to fucking say it.
No, you got
It's
Intricate.
intricate. It, you know, with all this AI stuff, but it's a simple like revenge story mixed with AI. It's a very enjoyable time.
Okay, man.
I'm
Do you need
tired.
do you need a hug?
I'm tired. I've
The
been up
heat's
for
getting to him.
12 hours.
I know, right?
I'm gonna keep this even and save me the math. I'm gonna go 5.5, so we can have an HK ready. 5.5.
If you are a fan of action movies, horror, comedy, and you don't mind a little bit
If
of
you like
blood and
movies,
chunks,
period.
you've got this week. Hereditary's coming next week. It's supposed to be
Ocean's 8.
really fucking good. Everyone's giving it high praise. I'm excited as fuck about that movie.
I'm waiting for the reviews for Ocean 8.
Man, do yourself a fucking favor and check out the horror movies this year winning. Do you want to watch Ocean's 8?
I kind of do.
I do.
Yeah. I started watching the Ocean's franchise a few months ago, and
Yeah.
I really fucking loved it. Like, I watched Ocean's 11 in the time until it got taken off Netflix at the end of April.
Yeah.
Like a dozen times.
Wow. Oh, I'm gonna check out, what is it? The Mr. Rogers documentary. Won't you be my neighbor? It's at a screening on Tuesday. I'm gonna check that one out.
Awesome.
And then we gotta check out Tag too. Tag comes out.
Yeah,
the week
Tag
after.
comes out.
Yeah, that's gonna be the 12th.
Incredibles 2 week.
Yeah, fun shit. Liam and I, for Jurassic World 2, we might have something special for you. So,
That's
stick
not good.
around for that. Anyway,
Make sure you like and subscribe to see what happens in a few weeks.
and we got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like us, follow us,
Share us.
comment on us.
Yeah,
Fondle our balls a bit on that
tell us
shit.
what you thought about this film. Tell us what you think about any of our content. Tell us if you hate it, if you love it. Tell us if you want us to eat dick, stuff you want us to eat your dick.
Can you imagine, like, if Facebook did, like, a react button where it's just a hand and then, like, 2 little circles for fondling balls?
That would be...
That'd be fucking great. Thank y'all for watching, hanging out. We'll see you at the next video. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
See ya!